be a good wicket, which it was. We didn't think it'll change much. We knew there was going to be a lot of runs, but you know, Kanda and Brendan were exceptional today. We probably gave them a few too many runs, but you know, it is a good wicket and it is quite tough to bowl on there. So you know, all in all, quite happy. Maybe our outputs could have been better, but there's some clean shots and clean hitting. So just that, I mean, 380 is always not the easiest score. But try to get as close as possible. Unfortunately, today we just batted us out.
Play about to commence, folks. As I was mentioning earlier, please like and share the lead on your social, the link, I should say, on your social media pages, so that more people can watch this exciting encounter about to begin. First ball about to be bowled. Okay, my apologies, folks. It's Rohan who is on strike. Surinder at the non-striker's end. And I figured that out because of that I didn't see that little shimmy of the front leg just before the bowler comes in to bowl that Surinder does. Rohan off the mark with that single in the covers.
Played that down well. Well judged single. Good understanding between the two batsmen. Very important, especially in T20 cricket, because what you don't want to do is give the opposition dot balls, and even a single, as you keep ticking it over, makes a big difference.
Exactly. I mean, it just comes back to the basics of it too, that you want to look to score of every ball. What do you think of the stance there from Surinder, and opened up? he just eyeing his favorite area? Is that why he's taken that stance? Do you think he wants to hit the ball in a certain area, Zubin?
I've never really been big on stance. It's never made that much of a difference to me. I think what I look for is the balance, and how quickly a player is able to get into position. I mean, talking about stances and talking about twitches, I mean, Stephen Smith is a classic example. I mean, you would not, if you didn't know him and you saw him bat in the net, you'd wonder what that man was doing with a bat. But he's probably the best, in my opinion, the best test batsman. The only thing I find about Surendran is the way he shapes up to bat, he is going to be inclined to want to get onto the front foot, which is again very typical of players who've grown up playing in South Asia or are of that descent. They like to get on the front foot, versus players who play in Australia or elsewhere who are probably better of the back foot because of the nature of wickets.
Nicely bowled, that last ball. One for the loss of none. Power play on, folks. First over, only one run. There's still 5 more overs. Singapore want to make the most of it. Zubin?
Yes, and this is where experience is gold. I think Surendran is finding himself in a situation that he's not too accustomed to, and it sometimes can get, the better of you. The ball flew off the edge and he got a run, and those hands and legs would start moving. He's currently about he's a few seconds late on the ball, as we call it, and it's the bowler's got the upper hand, and Rohan on the other hand was very confident playing it off. He's just played that many more games for Singapore, opening the batting. So I think that was what was visible in that first over. Hopefully he gets his eye in quickly and gets on his way.
Yes, Singapore definitely needs that.
Interesting ball by Karan. Had us all fooled.
Yes. It's obviously those nerves are on at both ends at the moment. A very important game for both teams.
Yes, and I would think Nepal have more to lose than Singapore, given their reputation and their ranking. They would be expected to win this and get through. That said, cricket's a funny game.
Again, very, very smartly done by Rohan Rangarajan, stealing a single there. Surendran knows the ground and the conditions very well. I was mentioning the other day when they were playing Malaysia as well. I've seen him hit many a big hundreds on this ground as well. So you would hope that he would just let his instincts take over and just back himself to go big.
Instincts, yes, but different opposition here. There's a different caliber that they're playing against, and there he goes. The instincts have taken over. First boundary of the game.
Yep, got enough meat on that one. Although it did look like it didn't really get under it that well, but as you can see, got the result. Look, if Surinder keeps going and stays for most part of the innings, we're going to see a big score, although Singapore bats deep as well. Your thoughts on that shot?
He's getting rid of his nerves. He's decided enough is enough. This is the big game. He's not going to die wondering. He's not. And good on him.
Oh,
he's
yes.
He's taking on the bowler. He's reading it. Karan has bowled both these balls. He's not pitching it up, unlike the opening bowler who was pitching it up and getting it to move. Karan is trying to hit it into the stumps, and that kind of it suits Surendran.
Yes, so far so good. I would love to see him do well from here. And this has been one hit too many.
Yes. I didn't want to say it earlier, but this was, you'd feel this was coming. It seemed more like nervous batting than it looked like a plan.
Yes, certainly, and having scored 2 back-to-back boundaries, already 9 runs off the over, you wouldn't want to take that risk.
And as I said, experience. This is where the nerves come in. This is where you want to be thinking about your game. This is where 120 balls is a very long time. People often underestimate how long that can be. If you were to target getting a boundary every 5th ball even, or 6th ball, with a bulk of them coming towards the end of the inning, that still puts up a very good score on the scoreboard. And he'd gotten 2 boundaries there, but it is what it is. So batsman in is Tim David, and let's see what he has for us.
Played behind, square by Rohan for another single.
It's a leg by. Signal by the umpire.
Tim's Tim's short stay at the crease the other day against Malaysia, and he was run out. I think he scored about 12 runs, had a couple of boundaries in there. Very good approach, I thought. He was very positive, and played some smart cricket in that short stay.
Well bowled. And there's the experience of Karan coming through. I mean, he was not ruffled. He got hit for 2 boundaries, held his line, focused on what was under his control and got that wicket. So they are a very strong side. They're an experienced side, and you know, that kind of showed in that over where, you know, he didn't get disturbed and was able to get the wicket of Surendran.
Yes, and at this level, it is that bit about holding your nerves, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And that's what I think Nepal has the edge over Singapore. It's the experience of playing bigger games, bigger teams. Their players play a very high standard of cricket, and that's going to come in very, very handy to them in this game.
Driven down to mid-off, dot ball.
I like Sompal, the way he comes in and sets himself up. He's got a very nice run-up, nice flowing, and a good last stride. You can see by the carry he got on that ball and surprised Rohan Rangarajan. He is one of those deceptive quicker bowlers. They don't look very big. They're just, you know, he's not that big, but he comes in, he bowls a heavy ball.
Yes, that last ball surprised me as well. The way it kicked up.
Well bowled and well played. For 1 to third man.
Yes, dropped his hands nicely on that one, Rohan, and I feel he's you know, this approach of wanting to take the single and get off strike. If everyone has that throughout the game, it'll definitely help Singapore well, especially as the fourth ball is about to be bowled. Tim
wanted to go for a single there. I think he lost sight of where the fielder was behind the non-striker and quickly retreated back to his crease. Very good, another very good over shaping up by Sompal. He's bowled really well. He's been the pick of the 2 bowlers so far for me, although I know it's Karan who got the wicket, but he's steaming in, he's hitting the deck hard.
Yes, not giving an inch. Nicely by Tim around his legs for that single. That run that Tim wanted to take earlier I was mentioning the other day when he got run out with Surendran at the other end, it's also that he's just recently joined this squad. Most of these players they have played with each other over long periods of time.
Well bowled.
Indeed.
He did him for pace on that one. Hurried him, and another leg by. Couldn't come down quick enough on the ball. Rohan?
Yes.